Thank you, Governor. Excellent as always, and I would be remiss if we did not extend special thanks to our unfailingly gracious and beloved former First Lady, Jimmy Thornton. Our next speaker is a champion for limited government and legislative reform, a leader in the fight against lawsuit abuse, welfare fraud, and runaway spending. A leader who has helped his caucus focus on principle, make them more resolute, and force the other side to take full ownership of their spend, borrow, and tax agenda. A faithful friend and a battle-tested conservative. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mike Turzai.
David, I'm honored to be here today, and I do have one question. Did I have to follow Governor Thornburg? Let me just say this about the governor. If I was ever so blessed to have an opportunity to serve as governor in this state, that's the model I would follow, without a doubt. Governor, great to see you and Jenny, and to see our other good Republican leaders, General Corbett, my colleague, Representative Rohr. It really is an honor to be here today. Now, I have an opening question, and I'd like to get a response from everybody on this. Is there anyone here that has any doubt that in this upcoming November election, we can make significant positive change for our country and for our state if we do our jobs? Anybody have any doubt about that? No. Folks, this is the year. This is the year to change things around. If anybody had any doubt that on the national level, that what we were looking for was a significant leftward surge under this president, are they guessing about it now? I mean, the stimulus, healthcare, cap and trade, and my goodness, we're going to have another Supreme Court nomination already within 2 years. It really is frightening, I have to tell you. I might also tell you that back home in Western Pennsylvania, folks were kind enough to ask me to consider running for Congress. But I have to tell you, in my position at Whip in the House, where I think we can take back the majority with a Republican governor, and we already have a Republican Senate, there's so much work for us still to do, and I've got to stay that path, and I'm looking forward to work with the many good people to make significant change in our state. I want to open up with one story that I think is anecdotal, and it'll give you just a little bit about the flavor as to where we've been in the past and where we got to get away from going forward in the future. The Democratic House Appropriations Chairman is from the city of Philadelphia. And as Whip, I was able to get into the first budget discussions I've ever been witness to. This was my first year in that position. And they'd always talked about people being at the table. Well, I got to see what that table looked like, I guess. And it was an early meeting. I'll never forget this. We're all sitting around a big table. And the chairman turns to my Republican House colleagues, and in particular, and says, you know, there's a lot of new people in these budget discussions at the table this year. And I think we need to find out, do they know the rules? Do they know the rules? And he turns to my colleagues and he says, in particular, I want to know, does your guy Turzai here know the rules? Does he know the rules? You know, I flushed a little bit. You know, I'm getting called out here in my first meeting, and I'm just here to, you know, try to add a good fiscal conservative message. I thought they might want to hear that. And, well, maybe not. But there was a lot of jibber jabber, let me just say, for a while. And, you know, I finally just jumped in and I said, Chairman Evans, you know, with all due respect, Chairman Evans, I have to say to you, I don't know the rules. I will certainly listen and maybe I'll learn them, but I cannot promise you that I'm going to obey them. But I did want to throw this out to you. You know, the entire state legislature is under investigation right now one of your colleagues who was in the state Senate just got convicted on 100+ counts, and we've got about a $3 billion deficit. Do you think those rules might not have been working? I did not get an answer. They moved on to a different issue. So we've got our work cut out for us, I must say. But we've taken some great strides. I'm serious about this. We have taken some significant strides in this past year that I am hoping we continue this year, and that will propel us to significant positive reform in the state of Pennsylvania with a new Republican governor and with a new House, and along with our colleagues in the Senate. And in our first term, my first term as minority whip this past year, 96 of 97 Republicans voted against Governor Rendell's proposed tax increases. 96 of 97. And 2 of our representatives were serving in Iraq and would have voted against those taxes, to Scott Perry and Nick McCarelli. Real heroes, too. And we had sent the governor a budget that would have spent $1 billion less than last year's spending, and of course he line 9 and vetoed almost 70% of that. Well, we are tired of his hostage taking. We want him to come to the budget table and recognize that we have got to curb our spending like middle-class families are. We've got to tighten our belts. We've got to reduce taxes in the run to actually grow the economy, and we have to start working with our private sector employers to grow jobs. Lawsuit abuse reform, welfare reform, workers' comp reform, unemployment comp reform. That's what we need to do. And I will tell you, with my colleague, Leader Sam Smith, we have reduced our own staff size. We have frozen salaries, and we have some very, very good people. We're eliminating positions through attrition. And I personally, myself, I've signed on to, I've co-sponsored, and would vote for a bill to reduce the size of the legislature. I think it's the message that people of Pennsylvania want to see. Listen, let me end on this note, because we have 2 very important speakers, I think the world of these individuals. The Republican, I hope, wins. I know this isn't a rah-rah speech for our side, but I think that you will see a significant difference with someone in the governor's mansion from our party, and I know we all want to hear from those candidates. Thank you very, very much.